Hey YouTube, as you can tell, tractor is running, yay. But got a problem again with the brakes. On one side, one of the springs came loose. So we're going to jack the back end up. One of the really nice things is that I can just do this. Let's see, you gotta engage the PTO to do over here. Push down the clutch, left foot, push the PTO in, and there it goes. Out, and the tractor you can see the outriggers going down, and there it goes, and now it's up off the ground. Isn't that just slick? I think so. Okay, we're back on the left rear. I've taken out 6 of the lug nuts, and now we get to jack this thing up, and then I put it on blocks in the back, wood blocks. So here it goes. Okay, blocks of wood underneath, and then there's this guy, and I need a screwdriver. That backhoe makes it really easy to get that tire change. It's just a built-in jack. For this, just pull out 4 screws, and there's countersunk screws like that. Sometimes these screws can be really rusted, but I've had this apart recently, so not a big problem. I'm not even sure really what purpose these things serve. Okay, so at that point, let's see if this drum will come off. And there's the drum. Huh. I don't quite know what happened here. Well, that is weird. That's really weird. What was happening is the pedal wasn't coming back up for this brake. And I thought one of these two springs up here had come off. But now I see that isn't true. But you know, this thing was really rusted. And I'm wondering if that wasn't the case. And I see it had a bit of metal in this spring, and maybe that was what was rattling around. So, okay, well, false alarm, I guess. Shoot. This is the one that was all rusted, and all I did was take it apart and brush it down, brush the loose rust off, and grease underneath. So maybe it's still kind of rusty and not working right, and maybe that's what's really happening this time. Okay, well, back on. I guess you could see how to take this off. There's the brake drum. And the only thing you got to watch is line up the screw holes. The 4 countersunk screw holes with threaded. There's one way that's correct and one way that's not correct. It doesn't work. So I'll just put it back together again. Huh, I really thought I thought one of the springs had gone from the noise it was making, but you know, with old tractors like this, you just never know what a noise is sometimes. It could be anything. It could be anything at all. I'm going to brush out these threads too, because they are just full of crap. Screw threads are kind of bad, but they don't, I think they just kind of hold the brake drum on. So yeah, it draws in the brake drum like this. Takes a little bit of force. I should have a bigger screwdriver for this than the one I have, but I need to go through this whole brake on both sides and just kind of replace and clean everything. Right here, so there we go. There's the third. And there's the fourth one. Well, getting the tire back on is just the opposite procedure. All I'm going to do now is just clean off these lug threads and lift it back up a little bit, inch it up, put the tire back on. The warning everybody gives is you got to be careful with these tractor tires. If they're filled with water, they're really heavy. This is heavy as is. If it was filled with water, it'd be really, really heavy. So you always have to be careful of that, make sure everything's balanced. Other than that, I'm just going to put it back on and chalk it up to yet another mystery noise on my old tractor. Adios. Hey, also, I think I figured out what was going on with the brakes. This is kind of a weird system. This is the brake drum that we saw, and here's the rod that actuates the brake, and it goes in, and then there's this little rod right down here, and that goes forward, and it goes through actually right here, which is the clutch this is goes to the clutch pedal right here, and it just comes through, and this is the actual where it goes in to actuate the clutch. And I think what's happening is when I push the clutch down, there's a bit of friction in here, and that's actually turning this brake pedal right here, because the shaft just goes through, and it's supposed to turn freely, but I think it's not. And I got that when, I don't know if you can see both pedals here, but when I push, when I push the clutch down, that brake pedal over there is moving. So I think that's what's actually happening. It wasn't anything wrong with the brake, but I just need to clean and lubricate, well, everything on this tractor at this point. Okay, that's it.